So Fujifilm just launched its most anticipated camera, XH2S. So everybody is really excited to see the specs, so am I. But I'm not going to read all the specs in this video. But instead, I am going to refer my last video where I was talking about my requirements from the XH2S as a filmmaker. So just let's dive into my last video and the points and see if Fujifilm has marked all the points. So the first point is IBIS. Fujifilm is claiming that the XH2S is having 7 steps of in-body image stabilization. Actually, I'm not that skeptical about IBIS. I think it will perform good. I mean, when the physical camera will come into my hand, I can check and let you know. But I think as per the spec and as per the videos, the other YouTubers they have shown, IBIS is performing really good. But let's wait for the physical model. So the next point is resolution and FPS. So as per Fujifilm, this XH2S can shoot up to 6.2K up to 30 frames per second, and in 4K it can shoot up to 4K 120p but with a tiny crop. I think in resolution wise it is really fine. I don't have any issue, and for frame rate it hasn't actually gone up to the higher frame rates, because in earlier XT3 and XT4 we used to get 240 frames per second in HD. But I was really hoping to get it like 480 in HD, but I think it's okay. Now comes the custom modes. So as I said in the last video, Fujifilm is really going ahead and implementing the custom modes in this XH2S. So that is a really nice one for me. I know some of the photographers, they really need the old dials, but for videos I think custom modes are really important, and I'm really happy that XH2S is having the custom modes. I think 7 custom modes are there. So yeah, that's a thumbs up for XH2S. Shutter angle. I think everybody knows that Fujifilm XH2S doesn't have the shutter angle. If you have the custom modes, you can still set your frame rate and shutter speed with different custom modes. So not having a shutter angle will not be a problem for many of the filmmakers. And my next requirement was false color. XH2S doesn't have the false color. I think they should have added the false color into the XH2S, because that is really helpful for all the filmmakers while exposing a subject. So not having a false color is kind of a bummer to me. So now the XH2S can shoot up to 6.2K. So definitely the body needs a better cooling system. But in XH2S it doesn't have any internal cooling system, but instead they are providing one external cooling system, which will be beneficial for if you are shooting in a hotter condition, or you get more than 40 degrees Celsius. So in that condition I think the external cooling system will be an advantage, but it is not free. I have to pay $200 for that cooling system. So now going to the body design. Now you can see it is more like the XH1, which had actually a better grip, and the XH2S is also having a better grip, and it comes with full size HDMI port. That was my requirement, so it's really good. So my next point is about the continuous shooting. So now XH2S doesn't have that 30-minute record limit which we have in the XT4. So I'm really happy for that, and continuous shooting is really important and really necessary when you are shooting an interview or a long shoot. So now XH2S can shoot continuously till the battery ends. So that is definitely a good point. Everybody knows that Fujifilm was not that good in autofocus in the video part, but as for Fujifilm in the XH2S, due to the stacked sensor, it really performs well in the photography and videography. But I have watched Gerald Unden's video where he was not that happy with the autofocus performance in the video part, and I'm really hoping that in the later firmware updates this autofocus issue will be resolved. The price of the Fujifilm XH2S is going to be $24.99 US. Actually in my last video I was hoping it to be $2,000 or less than that, but $2,500 I think it is still little bit overpriced, because if we compare it with the Blackmagic 6K Pro, that is also coming with $2,500, and I mean it is a cinema camera actually. So as a filmmaker I was really hoping that Fujifilm could have come up with a better pricing, but $2,500 is not a problem for everybody. For me I think it is a little bit pricey. So let's see how well it goes with the price and all. So what do you think? The Fujifilm XH2S is going to be a hit or flop? For me, I think it's going to be a hit. So let me know your thoughts about Fujifilm XH2S. So I think that's it for today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye.